but he has flashbangs. He's got a kit. He's the technical guy. He's the guy
Nice.
with the tech.
He's the eye in the sky.
Ooh. Nice. One frag for Crims. GW having some problems here. He's able to get at least a frag. Oh my god, the backflip there from Flusher. And now there's problems for fnatic. The bomb is down though, so perhaps you could argue there's more problems for GODSENT. And indeed, Let Crow turns away and Olafmeister punishes him.
Double peek's not good enough for the CT side. Crim's left. He's got full health and the Kevlar. He's holding close. He's staying in the shadow, so shadow won't be revealed. Jumping around as Crims often does, and he is definitely winning this. Dreamy is the nickname of Schneider.
Yeah.
I suppose he thinks he's Dreamy. Do you have an opinion on that? Is Schneider Dreamy, Dan?
Do they? Not for me to say.
It's a good answer.
Well, we've got 3 FAMAS actually from fnatic. You don't commonly see that anymore. 2 UMPs, 3 FAMAS. Dennis without nades. He's the odd one out.
He's the odd one out.
He is the black duck amongst all the white ones. The odd one out.
Why is it a black duck?
Don't know. It's just what was always in the cartoons, isn't it? It's like the.
What cartoons were you watching, mate?
So back when I was watching cartoons, there was some really non-PC stuff going on as well.
Olafmeister having a look, having a butcher's hook, as they say in parts of England, or London rather. Who knows? I don't know. Flusher alone towards B. Even in the second round, it appears to be a common occurrence for CT sides. GODSENT looking for some info. You see, Flusher, he's using his scroll wheel to select grenades. I don't know if it was you or Daze who said that no one uses scroll wheels to select grenades.
Daze,
Flusher definitely did. Flusher definitely did just do that. Still, it's a good round for the CT side. For those of you who don't understand what I mean, it's.
Well, you just mean he's toggling through them. You surely don't mean that he's actually scroll wheeling. Because I think that implies that you scroll from your weapon into the nades, whereas he just spams one button and it toggles through the nades.
I see. Yeah. I disabled that. So the number 4 only pulls out a high explosive grenade, so that I would force myself to press a particular button for each weapon.
Yeah, it's still much better to bind them individually. It's still much better. I guess we'll have to pay attention to that. Like Godsent will go up mid. They've really been shut down pretty much everywhere, so there's not anywhere to turn. They try one road, it's been closed. The roadworks are up. They try another one, also closed, and that's the end of it, basically. And now GODSENT are without anything in this round. They've just got Glocks, so we'll see what they can do with those.
Glocks.
fnatic have a bunch of grenades. You might see fnatic going very aggro on this round, down mid perhaps. It's a great round to do that on, because you don't expect the T's to have anything. You know, they just did a force buy. So equally, Dennis is going to push towards the second mid. And even though they've only got PT-50s and Glocks, that peak is still pretty, like, unless you get an instant kill and fall back, and now it can be very risky, as we saw there. Dennis got killed immediately. Because everyone running up second mid is basically looking at that spot. So that's kind of the problem. But we do see the mid aggression in the end anyway to clean up the rest of the ecoing players of GODSENT, and Pranix will run through with a knife, and he will die as well. So there it is. I casted the anti-eco rounds over to you guys.
What a beast. What a man. What a hero. We are undeserving of the Dan.
Dan.
AWP for Olafmeister. And I think we recently saw him on Inferno, and he was having a really good time with pretty much every weapon in the game. And, I mean, perhaps it's a spawn-based thing. I can't imagine he's going to be the primary AWP. JW is an AWP. So we'll see how this proceeds for the time being. And I would expect fnatic to have their kind of vintage apps aggression on their CT side later on. Would almost be disappointed if I didn't see it at this point. fnatic, one of the teams with significant flair on Inferno. Twist and a teammate having a look towards Banana, but again, they're not overcommitting. That smoke makes things unsavory for them. fnatic slowly forcing them away from Banana. JW's got to be careful though. Doplan's looking for the jump peak, but the smoke is there again. GODSENT, their time is being wasted at the moment. They haven't pushed the CTs back in top mid. They haven't denied them much information. So what are they going to do?
All the nades are gone here for GODSENT. And these are the kinds of spots where I was worried for GODSENT, you know, not being able to find an opening. And then, you know, they have to just walk in basically with a flashbang with a smoke grenade and hope to be able to defeat the defense. fnatic probably realize what's going on at this point. They have a good idea. They can hit all the stepping there. JW not quite ready in time, but he does throw down the incendiary. Flush has given his position up. He has not gotten a frag just yet. Life's very hard, having to wrap around the new box. He's going to get taken down, so good result for GODSENT in this situation. At this point, 10 seconds to plant the bomb. It does go down in time, though. And Olofmeister very fast has found himself a great position there from construction. His teammates need to be able to get something done to Banana though, and the trades come in. Olaf tries to move in as well, but Doplan denies him. So it was a desperate push into the B1 site, but they had no utility left, the fnatic defense. And although GODSENT were in the same situation, the numbers advantage paid off.
I thought Olofmeister would have seen Doplan on the high ground in the dark spot, but he didn't do so. It's 2 AWPs now coming out for the CT side. Again, they didn't go for the upgrades. Olof knows not to walk into this angle. Very unfavorable from his position. Actually, I think it might be more, well, it's dangerous for both sides. I'll leave it at that. Twist will be the lone Oompa in this round. fnatic not being aggressive towards Banana just yet. With a minute 20, they are changing their approach. So GODSENT will clear this area for the time being. Indeed, with the range of the AWP, JW will change things up. And we saw him recently. He was smoked off sitting in this angle and just didn't move a muscle. He just stayed there. And then he got a kill afterwards. Of course, it's JW. Why wouldn't he do that?
Another really slow round, and no picks are coming the way of GODSENT. They really need to win this round. Obviously, don't want to get reset after just winning one. And moving into B is pretty strong, especially due to the double AWP setup of fnatic. They have the nades to back it up. Twist finding his way around construction. That's going to be, I thought it would be a surprise, but no, JW was aware of that possibility and takes down Twist. So now things get very weird for GODSENT because they have less than 30 seconds left. They've got only 2 Molotovs, no more utility, and the bomb is very far down middle. The bomb basically has to run all the way to the bomb site for the plant at this point. So if Crims can play good delay, even if he dies, it should be alright for the fnatic side to win this round. Another frag from Crims, and indeed everybody else will actually get caught on the cross. So fnatic, they will stop GODSENT shorts, and they have been reset to no money. No honeys. And it's likely they'll force buy in this position, I think. Or are they going to go for a save? Ooh. Because their money won't be very good next round. They're going to get $1,900 on top of what they have now. So their money won't be really all that fantastic. But I suppose maybe they feel as though it will be enough, which is a very fair choice from GODSENT. But perhaps I'll be looking for a faster round from GODSENT, either up Banana or maybe through quad. Guess we shall wait and see. First things first.
That's pretty good. Pronax very patient with the no-scope, but there is... it's not going to be ultimately successful for him. So GODSENT coming back on the buy now. Won't be spectacular. A lot less utility than previous rounds. And as Dan noted, they did run out of utility, or most of it, in some rounds with limited success to that point at the very least. So perhaps more success. Well, maybe their approach will be different with less to start with. Lots of flashbangs, but that's literally it. They've got only flashes to deter pushes on Banana, and indeed fnatic feeling slightly more aggressive now. JW in that fabled Fox position, that nadeable corner. More dangerous for the T's than it used to be. Minute 30 for GODSENT, and it seems like it might go for a pop flash play up top mid, but they're funneling into the crossfire of Olofmeister and Dennis. Perfectly timed Molotov as well to get some bonus damage in. No answer from GODSENT for those 3 kills. Schneider and Doppler remain.
Yeah, it's a great hold from fnatic. GODSENT did indeed go for a fast play up onto top mid, but perhaps their nades were a bit off. Perhaps fnatic were just too strong on the crossfire. They couldn't get it working, and that does not bode well for GODSENT, obviously, because they're going to be thinking, okay, we tried to do this, got completely shut down. Unless they feel as though there was something they could have done better, or maybe unless they maybe feel they put themselves in a good spot but just didn't hit the shots, and next time they will. We may not see that again for a couple rounds, a few rounds. I wonder if they'll start testing Banana more with their buy rounds. Try to take Banana first, then maybe try to get control of apartments. Obviously, they didn't even try to get control of apartments. They wanted a faster timing up mid instead.
I mean, that's the problem when you have a weak buy and your opponents have a full buy, all the incendiary smokes, everything. You need to take some sort of a risk for GODSENT in that round was trying to take control of mid with just a pop flash, but it wasn't meant to be. As we see Twist actually getting good timing on Flasha, grabbing that kill despite being low HP. Flasha from the grave though gets the kill in the incendiary. 4v4 situation, but still GODSENT doesn't have Kevlar, only picks up AK. Dennis with a wild spray gets 2 kills. Now 4v2 situation.
These Molotovs are proving to be a big issue for the T side, both, well, especially in the eco rounds, forced into the flames. And when, especially if you saw towards Arch, the way Olofmeister dropped the Molotov and then chose to face, it kind of is a difficult spot for GODSENT, because if they stop running, they're standing in the Molotov. So it's almost like Olofmeister is shooting from below and above. It's almost a fighting game for him in that sense. Makes it pretty hard for GODSENT to deal with. But they're back on the buy with the 5 AKs versus the 2 AWPs. Maybe they can use the numbers to overwhelm these players, but when Olofmeister is... Oh my god, Dennis, please. Fortunately for GODSENT, they flashed Olofmeister through the smoke, otherwise life may have been worse for them. They could have been insta-flanked. Bomb second mid on its own while GODSENT tried to pressure B.
Yeah, it's nice how fnatic have, really found their identity in being aggressive as well. Trusting in that ethos, but Twist able to get the kill for the smoke on the flush. It does make things a little bit more complicated. It puts Olofmeister in a very hard position where he has to go it alone with the AWP. He does have Dennis coming in, but he's isolated through the smoke, or by the smoke, and the bomb is actually making its way, around apartments. So a lot of time left in the rounds, and Pronax sort of, again, like lurking with the bomb there, trying to catch any rotation from A, as GODSENT are just holding their positions currently, looking to see if fnatic will make a move, but they will not. And they don't appear confident in GODSENT to move into B. And as we can see, that's a smart decision. The 2 defenders from fnatic are on B. They had pressured that quite significantly. So this is a good call by GODSENT to go back to A. Just 1 defender. It's only Crims.
Crims hears the movement. Does he realize it's 2 players though? Lovely off angle there. Twist is never going to be pre-fire in that position. 3 more players. He's repositioning, trying to buy time for his team. Doppler taken down, jumping over the balcony. Crims looking for more 1v1s, doing great damage to Liquor as well. He's really made this winnable for his team, but can GODSENT hold? The bomb's getting planted on short, and Olofmeister's on his way there. He might have to scope though, but it might be a quick scope. Indeed, he will opt for the CZ. Lecro hiding in the graveyard position. Pronax on the site. They only know where one of the 2 players is. Olofmeister being careful, and Lecro won't spot him just yet. Is the communication there though? Won't matter. GODSENT prevail.
Really nice call from GODSENT. They played out the round really well there, especially after going down to 4 players, or rather getting the kill, and it was refragged by Dennis for second mid, and it became a 4v4, but still like a very nice round from GODSENT.
And it's very difficult for them to get these rounds simply because of the economic position for fnatic right now, but you can see how they realize what needs to be done, and they are trying their best to grind these rounds out, especially with trying to take banana control in comparison to what we saw from Envious the past 2 days, and how they're passive towards banana, and in the rounds they lose, they don't even have a chance. GODSENT, on the other hand, does at least try, and unfortunately here for Twist, JW flashed, gets the kill on him, and a man down for GODSENT early on.
So Pronax is pretty deep in apartments now. GODSENT are making their way for top mids, and fnatic have 4 players here. And this is that classic situation we've seen so many times recently on Inferno. Right now, fnatic have the upper hand. They've got 4 players towards A, because GODSENT have not pressured Banana, and so they just know it's going to be an A push. Great defense from Crims. Great to see Crims getting those multi-kills on the defense. Again, it's something that he used to be so very well known for at the B-bomb side, in fact, as we talked about in the pre-game. And we'll see a situation now where GODSENT are only on 2 rounds, fnatic moving up to 8. And as Yanko said, they're trying to grind out the rounds, but they are unable to find consistency. And they were simply outplayed there in that round, I think. I think it's safe to say.
I mean, that's why it's very difficult to grind out those rounds in a situation where the opponents have a very strong economy. That's why you need to win those consecutive rounds, put pressure on the economy, force them in a weak buy, basically where they won't have all the incendiaries, won't have the double op, and that it will be easier for you to get map control and execute after that. But because of the nature of the situation right now, GODSENT is going to have an extremely hard time even getting a couple more rounds here in the first half.
fnatic opting for a double arch play for this round, so they're changing the approach. Crims has been a problem for the team, but it's back on JW to hold down the numbers game. JW could go for the shot through the wall. Might have picked up a lot of them, but he doesn't know that, and he will deliver kills one by one by one. And the crossfire comes in for the CT side. 3 players dropped, so it was expensive for fnatic, but I'm not sure they're too concerned the way they're playing at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. It's not really too concerning, especially considering that they can make the money back in this round. I wonder if they realize exactly GODSENT's money, because again, if they do, then they might get quite aggressive here, which is always fun to see on these rounds. It's always just fun to see CTs just running down mid, just going nuts, throwing nades ahead of them and so on. But they'll take a more passive approach. Obviously, the rush into Banana is real. Completely caught as JW. Flusher with a little pop flash there. An old one, but a good one. Trying to defend. This is not going to happen. This is kind of scary. None of the players have Kevlar, but they picked up 2 weapons. The AWP is now dropped, though, from Twist. Maybe somebody can collect it. We'll see.
GODSENT's hiding in construction, Pronax being the bait, but will the play work out? He's only got a Glock plan, but he catches Dennis on the reloads, and that Olofmeister stuck in between a rock and a hard place. The no-scope coming in, however, 2 on 2, and it's down to Crims with 40 HP. That is quite the round. JW caught in an awkward spot. I was waiting to see him spam through the wall, but it's just awkward. Super awkward timing for fnatic, unfortunately. Wrong place, wrong time, and GODSENT steal around pretty much with Glocks.
Just example of fnatic being overly aggressive in that situation, and they do get punished for it. It's what you mentioned, James, the way in for GODSENT might be exactly that. And now we see Twisty AWP finding the early pick on Flusha, and GODSENT really need this round. With it, they might be able to get to 5 or even 6, which, considering the situation in which they were in just moments ago, is more than favorable for them.
And can see that CTs, when they go down a man, they always want to make a play of some kind here. Deep banana smoke, that's the play. That's going to allow one player to go back towards A, and for fast flanking potential from JW. Oh my god, he actually goes into T ramp. You don't often see this exactly. This is so interesting. Let's see how that actually goes for JW. Another pick off there from Schneider, entry fragging his way towards the A bomb site. But GODSENT are actually going to pull back towards Banana, and the only presence on Banana was actually JW. So JW is taking the weirdest rotation you've ever seen to get back to the A bomb site.
And they think it's safe because Pronax actually checked for this on the low ground as JW was on the high. But indeed, the bomb is going to be the only person. A is Schneider, who may end up flanking JW in an extremely weird turnaround, but no, JW picks him off. And will that convince them? No, they'll realize that it's the D-bomb side because of Dennis's position. Olofmeister thinning the numbers, leaving only 2 players, so they've got a man advantage now.
What a weird situation with the JW flank. Indeed, this man advantage for them, an unlikely one considering the situation going down 5 versus 3 initially. But they've managed to bring themselves on the retake positions here, looking to attack from 3 angles at once as Twist sits by the new box, looking to open up onto Olofmeister should he peek, but there's no utility here for Fnatic. They have to just go for these try peeks, and looks like Dopplan is on top of things, quite literally, as he picks up all 3 kills. And that will be the 3rd round for GODSENT. Bizarre round, absolutely bizarre, but the money's been broken finally.
Yeah, so indeed, Fnatic have let GODSENT back into the game, and now they look really good to get a reasonable score. The way things have gone, I think even 4 rounds, they might be happy with that. Well, maybe not happy, but better than it might have been. However, there are 4 CZs and a French gun being wielded by the Fnatic side, so it's not going to be easy for GODSENT to take this one. I do wonder if we're going to see another very slow round from the GODSENT side. Doppler looked like he was lining up the pop flash that we've also seen from Rubino into Banana. But it seems GODSENT won't be pushing through the smoke, and I would say that's a smart idea. Grenades being deployed for a top mid peek, but Twist is going to get flashed maybe by accident. Olofmeister shoulder picking one too many times. It's the opening kill for GODSENT.
We all know how troublesome it is to deal with anti-4 force buys on this map, force buys from the CTs. But GODSENT are doing a pretty good job here, moving as a team, all 5 players essentially up top mid towards Arch, cleaning up. And the small plays that have been attempted by Fnatic have been blown up by a good use of utility and team play by GODSENT, yet to drop a man. Well, GODSENT could very well get 6 rounds. Definitely would not have expected that after the start that we saw. The, what was it, 8-1 start? Oh no, sorry, 8-2 start. Pressing the right arrow or left arrow, whatever. I didn't actually see.
You can press plus left in console, and it does that as well. Because I don't have arrows, Dan.
But why don't you program your arrows on your keyboard?
I do have arrows, but I don't use them. I literally only use the arrows to use previous commands in the console by pressing up or down. That's the only reason I use arrows in Windows at all.
I use arrows because, for example, if you press shift and you press the arrows, it can highlight what was before. You can also jump entire words by using the arrow keys as well as other keys. So all these shortcuts, man. You're missing out on all the shortcuts.
I don't need to skip.
It's more efficient.
I don't
word
have waste
processing,
words.
James.
I don't have waste.
And what about Excel spreadsheets? We haven't even gotten into that. But it's time to see Fnatic moving aggressively here. Quick nade. Oh, that's a solid nade from Olofmeister.
That's a solid nade.
Lecro going for a header, but this is not football. The footballs don't explode. But HE grenades do. Words to live by.
Fnatic looking for a 10th round. Opening kill onto GODSENT. Pronex taken down. Oh. Dopplan getting too close to the smoke, or maybe it's spread. Both might be the same. There is the patented apps push from the CTs, catching Schneider off guard. That leaves 3 Ts, and they're all around the B-bomb site.
He's crazy, man. What is he doing, James? He crazy.
He's waiting for a push through the smoke with a flash to block the player and get a free kill, but the smoke disappears and Dopplan will punish him for his foolish efforts. CZ work from Flush are looking for second kill. Trying to get it on this occasion. There's a flash, a smoke, a Molotov, all on Olofmeister. And he is on the long rotation through Banana. 2 CTs still alive for now. Twist and Lecro both heavily tagged. If Olofmeister throws a flash off over the roof, then it would probably get both of them. But there it is, there's a flash. But no, Lecro still able to see. Twist getting tagged through the box in the 2 versus 1. Repositioning with the Deagle, but surely his days are numbered, and indeed they are. No kit onto the Fnatic side, but they'll still be good for the 10th round. 10-5 half in favor of Fnatic. Could have been a 12-3, but there we go. Glocks rule, apparently.
Well then.
Now then.
Look at this. Look at that.
I mean, in the end, it was a very dominating performance from Fnatic in the first half. It's just that that one eco round gave a window of opportunity for GODSENT, and they did manage to end up with 5 rounds on the board, but still Fnatic is more than capable of getting 6 rounds on the T side. GODSENT is in desperate need of the pistol in order to have any chance of a comeback.
Send help. That's what Prax is saying at the moment. Ooh, they could. He's got no one close enough to boost, but Dennis, he's fishing with the burst fire. 2-man setup. Old Fnatic strats in the apartments. Olafmeister close, punishing Schneider for the reload. So there's a man advantage for GODSENT. They can go for double pick on Olafmeister. Not required though. Doppland is fine on his own. Prax rotating to construction on B. 2 Fnatic players remaining. Can they salvage this pistol round?
Flash ready to go over for Dennis to just get that first entry kill. And that would be the plant. This kill is the plant.
Ooh.
Pronax. Pronax Pro with the USP perhaps. In goes Dennis, just trying to shove the Glock in Pronax's face.
In the face.
Pronax will decline. And that will be a nice pistol round victory for GODSENT, a much needed one. However, they will be aware the Tech 9 rush is coming. They will be quite aware.
They'll be expectant.
2 flashes in the smoke to go with the pistols and the armors.
3, yeah, as you just said. 2 flashes in the smoke. There's the first one to try and force the CTs away from the forward angles close to the car, around the sandbag. But the CTs are still in control. That will limit Fnatic's ability to capitalize on the short range advantages of their guns in the short term. Pronax moving towards Speedway, perhaps, on the B-bomb site. Fnatic looking for info towards B. Be curious if there was a run boost over the car. That would be kind of silly, but fun to watch. GODSENT just waiting. Again, they're playing the long ranges. You've got Doppland in the library with the M4. And he was standing on the couch. He was standing on the couch, so if somebody pre-fired him, he would get legged instead of shot in the head or the chest. Finally, we see that happen on New Inferno.
Trades. Not a good sign, because Fnatic can just rush down the B bomb site now with 3 players. There'll be 3 against 2 though, but maybe the smoke grenade can help them. Leclerc standing on the fountain, and the passage will be cleared to the bomb plant. That is a very big deal here. Can Fnatic close down this force by Crim's moving into pool. And a re-smoke. I think a smoke picked up from a CT there. That's a very nice bit of fortune there that was still available. Oh, I think Crim's expected that, and it looks as though it might just be over here. JW is just is very far away here. I don't think he could possibly ever get an angle onto the bomb as well, so he's just going to hold onto the UMP and the Kevlar and the helmets.
Funny thing is, 2 of those CTs are in the red, so the flank may have yielded more kills and more money, but he will never know that, most likely. GODSENT continue their winning ways. So the score's going to be pretty close. Or it should be after this round. This is not a buy round for Fnatic. I did wonder if Crims was going to move through the smoke once the CTs pushed back from the smoke.
I wondered if he was going to just wreck Biscuit up, and it seemed like he knew about the boost.
Yeah, that was a crisis averted, definitely, by the GODSENT side. Fnatic on the pistols once again, looking to get some more damage in. JW's got his full armor and the UMP, being tagged already. Schneider still aggressive in that, starting to move back as time continues to tick.
Actually, how much did Fnatic invest here? They actually bought Deagles, and Dennis he spent $1,800. I mean, I guess they're fine. They'll get $2,400 after the round's over, but yeah, not leaving any buffer of money.
Probably confident they'll just outplay their opponents once their buy round comes.
And even in this kind of a round, I'm sure there's many situations where Fnatic get 3-4 kills, maybe win a round. So it makes sense for Fnatic's style as well. Just keep the pressure up. Now comes the big buy. No AWP, but that's fine. It is a map as well, you know. If we look back at that past economic decision, it is a map where you don't need an AWP on the T side. Frankly, you can get away without it. You have a player like JW, who can be very effective at kind of crouch peeking corners, you know, peeking corners, opening up arch side, quad side. These kinds of plays can be very strong. Even, you know, doing contact plays into the B bomb site, but that's it's quite high risk, and they are going to opt to just go for AKs, which is very, very good in of itself on this map. There's no AWP to play against as well.
Technical pause has been had. Where do you stand on technical pauses, Yanko?
I dislike them, James, to be honest. Unless I need to go to the toilet or something, then they're pretty convenient, or I need to grab some food, stuff like that. But in general, they suck. No one likes them. No one likes waiting around, time being wasted. Especially not fnatic, who are still in the lead, but GODSENT has the better economy. So fnatic, they don't want to get in trouble here. Definitely need to start off with a win in the first gun round. Interested to see how they approach it. Do they go for something fast straight off the bat, or do they start methodically trying to take map control? Fire everywhere in the banana.
There is fire in the banana. So many grenades being deployed by both teams, and GODSENT with a 3-man investment towards B want to hold control, but they'll be content with their smoke top banana. And JW is being picked off early in the meantime. Aggression around the map in favor of GODSENT though for the time being. And again, this probably starts to get worrying already if you're a fnatic player expecting a W. GODSENT off to a good start.
I like that so much. Just sees that guy, sees the barrel of the gun in his peripheral region. Gets the snap. That's a really big deal. That's an oversight. And Pronax is in a really bad position. They could just charge through the smoke, then it gets to kill over the smoke, and that's going to be a problem, a very big problem. 3 players there for GODSENT here. fnatic looking strong, pushing the issue onto the B bomb side. Disco Doplan, does he go for a play? Does he just try to hold on to connector? Construction, ruins, whatever you want to call it.
That smoke may be there for a while. Twist in second mid at the moment, perhaps hearing Crims on the rotation, so it's looking difficult for him. I do wonder if GODSENT are going to be on the save for this. Well, Doplan's charging in, but again, it's only 2 people trying to push the site. They'll get the 1 kill and then back off. Seems there was a half investment in going for that, or at least trying to take some players out of the picture, and indeed they did that to a degree. Oh, that is a great 2-man spray down for Twist. Perfect timing. And they'll be happy with that.
Don't think he even saw the second player, to be honest. It's always nice, always nice.
Nice.
And it does have a very big impact on the economy here. Here is the kill. Yeah, I don't think he really had any idea.
Yeah, probably knew nothing about it.
Feels nice, feels nice.
I'll take that.
Look at the money though for both teams. Now from Twist's work there at the end of the round, it's not a good look here for anybody, really. I mean, fnatic less so. Although what they have going for them is that they're ahead. Ooh, what happened to the flames there? It looked like Disco Doplan should have been standing in flames, but I guess it missed. The Molotov actually missed, and Disco got himself a free kill. That's a problem now. Flush is going to go to pressure Banana, and he really needs to be able to do more work here to just force these CTs back, to claim the positioning, to actually just create presence and threat so that they don't move 1 player or float 1 player back towards the A site here, which is where fnatic likely are thinking of moving. It depends how things go. If they're able to make a frag here in a few moments, then they might consider going for a double back, because they should have the availability for the B push, and GODSENT have a limitation on info right now. They do not know what's going on. That's a very passive smoke, very defensive smoke, which further hurts their information. They have to make an info play somewhere. I think they just tried Banana. I think
that was a T-smoke on shorts, and they smoked apartments in response to try and sabotage any ideas that fnatic may have had. 37 seconds remain, and fnatic, they bunch up on the B bomb site. Pronax spotting Lecro on the high ground, boosted up by the flower bed. It's more of a pot than a bed, but it is what it is. Pronax getting the opening kill. Lekro, is he going to reposition? He's spending his time up there, and the combination of Pronax and Lekro will have an easy time on the B bomb site. No picks in that round from fnatic.
That position is so disgusting, like the flower pots. It's such a disgusting position. There is I think it's SK that first showed Molotovs for that, right?
I don't know.
Because there's a ledge, so you can Molotov it basically. If someone can stand there, you can Molotov it.
Yanko, I think you should solo commentate this entire round.
This entire round?
Yeah.
Alrighty then. Why?
I think you deserve it. I think you deserve it.
5v4 situation for GODSENT. fnatic on the force buy with pistols and armor. Twist gets one kill on Crims, gets traded by JW. Flush up behind the wall, catches Pronax. Will he be able to get the kill on Lekro? No. Lekro decides to challenge yet again. Punishes Flusha for that push 3v2 situation in favor of GODSENT. We see that both fnatic players are outside B, slowly creeping in now. Dennis says, will he get the fight? No. And 1v3 situation from JW. Has the AK, but going to die right now.
Not bad, not bad.
It's actually pretty bad, because I'm not a caster, James. I'm an analyst.
You still deserved it, Yanko. You still deserved it. Fnatic's, they're losing grip of this match. They have not had much success on their T half so far, and they have just a 1 round lead over GODSENT. $2,000 in the bank. Life sucks right now because pistols and armor is no fun whatsoever. Aim punch is annoying. I took an AWP shot with no armor just as I got shot, and I shot the sky instead, and my crosshair was on the player. That was interesting. It was quite the aim punch.
Aim punch is annoying. What you get from the buying Kevlar.
Doppler's pretty close, all things considered. He has support on the way from Schneider, however, cleaning out the mid players, including the one who was close, and indeed there will be no damage done in that round by fnatic. So Doppler, they've got 2 AWPs. Doppler sitting on $10,000. fnatic have a lot of work to do in this round.
Double orb. Could be an issue. Could be an issue. It can be very surprising. I think they know though. I think they have a good idea. Doppler running around with the orb. Lekro, where will he go? He's towards Banana as expected, looking for the boost. Flames all over the place here. CT Flames. We get one Molotov from the teaser as well in a deep position. Just to keep GODSENT guessing. Push from Twist on Absol. Finds a kill onto JW. And that's an interesting one. Oh, here comes the push. Disco Doppler's not necessarily ready for that one. Dennis takes him down, and the push commences all the way into the site. A committed effort, but is it going to be an effort that's successful? Flusha is going to get himself a second one. Now the plant is available, and that is going to happen as they can fall back into post-plant positions. They can get some safety, and we have Lekro and Pronax now looking for this retake. They're very close, though, but the smokes are fresh.
Yeah, Lekro has an opportunity on shorts, but they need to identify where the players are. They've cleared the site, so they must realize that pits and apartments are the only places that they haven't checked. The smoke is down. Lekro's got another one. He has a kit as well, and he's still trying to find these players. Unable to do it, though. fnatic back in the lead. This is where the money of GODSENT is going to come into play as well. They have had a number of very successful rounds, and they're going straight back to double orbs. Lekro on the second one.
This is a very important round because of how much GODSENT invested into it. If fnatic can win the second consecutive round, they will be able to break them and be in a good position to close out the game. I like the reaction in the previous round. Even after Twist got the initial kill with that pop flash in apartments, they still went on to push mid, and Crims here punishes Schneider for that aggressive push. Interesting that I mean, he decides to go for that with the rifleman. They have double up, but now Split with a lot of work to do. Defending the A bomb site by himself cannot do so. And again, you question that push from Schneider, especially when his teammates were not in a position to hold the bomb site. If he goes down, and go down he did, and so did Disco Doppler. And now Lecro and Pronax will be forced to save their guns, as fnatic are most likely going to get away with a flawless round here. Or they might decide to chase and lose some extra bodies, but if they can find the kills, it's hashtag worth.
Yeah, Olofmeister is containing on Banana at the moment. He's just sitting by the car position, and Flusher will join him. So they know they have a net around these CTs, and it seems the hunt is indeed on.
Might be hard to take down Lecro. He's got a good angle actually to be able to catch the first player. Oh, he legs him, jumping onto the sandbags. That's Flusher legged, but not dead. Deaded.
He's unleaded, but he will be leaded soon.
Oh, Lecro. And he's so far back you can go. Round 4 fnatic, indeed flawless, almost flawless, and it's going to be GODSENT now with no money, no more honeys, which means that fnatic are in a very favourable position now to take it over the line. I did wonder, I mean, at the start it seemed, again, we saw 8-2 from fnatic. I was like, oh, this is going to be a fast one. But GODSENT obviously able to bring things back towards the end of the first half and keep it going with their CT side after the pistol victory. So, not a good sign for them to lose someone straight away, but it's an eco round. And it's an over round. It is over 14-11 for fnatic.
Right then, crunch time for GODSENT. They've been on the comeback trail, but this is pretty much last chance saloon. 5 M4s. They've had a number of rounds of double AWPs of mixed results, but 5 silenced rifles. Do wonder if they'll do some boosts around A in anticipation of smoke grenades, perhaps on the roof, perhaps on the balcony, on the short balcony that is. There's a number of funky spots which they can push. Pronax up close, got to be careful. Maybe wants to crouch so he doesn't get caught again by a jumping T. Some spray coming in, down to 30 HP. One Molotov left on the T side, other than that, it's flashes and smoke, so he is somewhat safe in that respect. Lots of spray through the smoke. Harassment. JW able to escape the second player in apartments. The twist will not escape JW.
The flower pop position, dangerous, but not if you're the only man alive and there's 5 players in your face. fnatic looking like they're going to claim this 15th round pretty easily if Disco's going to try to save Disco Daplan.
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 Disco Lapland.
Disco Maplan.
It's going to be a rough round 27 for GODSENT. fnatic about to win their 4th round in a row. Olofmeister again. He was top fragging yesterday. Continues to do so today.
Maybe he deserves another Ostrzenko song.
How does that song go?
Olofmeister, Olofmeister, Boostmeister, Boostmeister.
That's one piece
That's very deep.
I wanted to see how much you'd commit to actually singing the song.
Olofmeister.
He's still going, Echo. He's still going.
He really likes it, apparently.
There's a song about Dan as well, I think.
There is actually, yeah. There's one.
Have you seen that?
Oh, DDK.
Oh my god.
Actually, my favorite one.
Henry knows all the lyrics to that one.
Of course he does.
fnatic moving quickly through second mid with a grenade. Twist. How far we go? Oh, that is a glorious shot straight in the face. Great start from the GODSENT side. They needed that. Some bonus money for future rounds as well, should they get there. 3-2 set up from the GODSENT side. Fairly standard stuff. Being forced away from top mid. We'll see if they choose to move into passive positions as fnatic are trying to get them to. No. They'll re-smoke mid and stay in their forward angles. Nobody in pit either. Short player will have to be aware of the balcony. And now they will change positions again. Keeping fnatic guessing, forcing fnatic to use their utility.
This is not a bad situation for Fnatic though. They're a man down, obviously the weaponry is not amazing for GODSENT. They've got a free top mid, so they have map control to work with. Banana is for free as well. So even though they're a man down, they're sort of allowed to set up their play. And this, by and large, the fact that GODSENT don't have great weapons, so they can't really contest this map control, and they don't have any nades really left. So it's not an easy position to find yourself in for GODSENT. But Disco's got a great position for the UMP kill. Almost a second as well. Close but no cigar. And we have a split potential now onto the B-bomb site. Free CT spawn from Flusher. Crimson and Olofmeister going in the front door. Dynamic duo taking heavy hits right there on Banana. And in fact, Crims has been lost. So Flusher, perhaps it falls to him. Olofmeister's going back. He wants to try to just save this now at this point. Realizes there's no chance to win the round. And he's going to die after time. He's going to die after time.
It's not the end of the world though. They still have enough money in the bank for this round and the following one even. So still a lot of work for GODSENT to do before they can get into that overtime. They are relatively I mean, they've been playing well. It's just those small mistakes like Schneider being overly aggressive in that situation where his team was trying to secure Banana early on. That was a very, very crucial round for both teams. That's a bad smoke.
UMPs are going to change GODSENT's approach in this round. Can't be as aggressive as you might like, spraying through the smoke and such. JW going for pot shots towards Arch. Knowing his angles, a few steps into a smoke. Some pre-fire from him as well. Got to be really careful if you are GODSENT top mid at the moment. We've got Doppland having a pop, but it'll be him to be burst by the AWP of JW. Now Twist has made his way in Arch. He's moving forward. JW looking really dangerous with these free fires, but working out this time. No trades though. Twist getting away with 13 HP.
4v2 now though as the fight's won by Olofmeister and Crims. And now Flusher as well. Twist. He moves in. He picks up an AK-47 and then he falls. He's with the flower.